lot of the time, we feel like our lives are the worst. But I think if you looked at anybody else's closet, you wouldn't trade your shit for their shit. So let's go.
Welcome to This Time with Daniel Shahbaz. Today, I feel like we're on a talk show right now.
No,
but like really like Daniel, where's my mug?
You left it at home.
I did leave it at home.
Yeah.
So today,
I'm just excited. I'm sorry.
I'm a little excited too.
We're a little excited. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Where are we going?
Back to the 90s.
Oh my goodness, back to the mid-90s. So today we're talking about mid-90s, directed by Jonah Hill, starring Sonny Sludzik.
His real name we're going to put right here.
Here.
Also known as Atreus from this year's God of War.
Which is probably why I loved him so much in this movie. Also, we have Captain Watterson, who you'll know from Alien Covenant and Fantastic Beasts.
Lucas Hedges as well, too, who appears to be popping up in every single Oscar-nominated
He's
film.
in how many movies this year? 3 or 4?
I think 3 so far this year.
Yeah.
He was in 2 Oscar movies last year, and then the year before that he was in another one. He's...
Him and Timothy Chalamet. They're like just going head for head.
The new generation.
The new generation.
But also, Jonah Hill, his first
directed film.
written and directed, and wow.
So let's talk about it.
Please.
What are your thoughts?
This movie, so there's movies that come around that, one of my favorite, I guess, genres of movie, and it's not necessarily just its own thing, it kind of creeps up in every movie, is coming-of-age movies.
100%.
Right? And this movie hits home on so many levels for me, just because mid-90s, not necessarily a time where I was a teenager, but I was coming up, you know what I mean? I was on the rise.
I'm coming. That's not the song.
But there's so many bits of nostalgia in this movie that sometimes a movie it's not used well. This movie is so time-stamped in the best way possible, if that makes sense. You know, the things that they're going through, the skate culture in California, video games, like all that kind of stuff, all the things that influence us growing up, music, all that kind of things. It's in this movie.
I was also definitely a kid in the 90s as well.
Yeah.
And not a teenager, but getting towards that.
Right.
And I think what this movie did really, really well was it captured the aesthetic and the whole vibe.
And the feeling, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
It really felt like I was transported back in time. Yeah. The film is shot in 4:3.
Right.
And I mean, that really helped. I mean, it felt like a VCR movie. The coloring, everything. The movie had so many feels that you just felt joy watching it. Because the 90s were my favorite time.
Yeah, for sure. Just culture in itself, like it's so... I feel like that's a time that especially a lot of people from our generation have such a nostalgia for and a deep connection for. So seeing that on film is great. And I think the work that Sonny did in this movie,
Unreal.
/ Atreus, / Sunburn, as he's known in this movie, he's just... You're rooting for him. And you really feel that pain of a kid trying to find his way in life and dealing with his family, dealing with these new friends and trying to be cool and figure out who he is. And this movie does such an amazing job at that. I can't stop thinking about it.
His performance was absolutely amazing, and I believe around Oscar time we'll probably see something.
I hope so, man. Honestly, like he was amazing as Atreus this year in God of War, which I keep going back to. I keep wanting to call him boy in this movie. Yeah. And now he's in this movie, and he just... I forgot he was behind us there.
He's actually judging you right now.
Yeah, no, you just feel his pain and you feel his struggle. You feel him trying to live in this world and
fit in and
find his place. And like I feel like that's a story that everybody could relate to.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
Yeah.
On top of that, you have his brother played by Lucas Hedges, who is a lot older than him. I'd say probably almost like 9 years is what it
looks
for
like.
Sure,
definitely.
And he's battling his own demons while at the same time being a brother to...
not the best of brothers, as it's shown in this movie, but still a brother, still somebody who cares about
his brother. He cares about him, but he's
awful to him. He's awful to him too. But I guess when he starts to realize his brother going down a path, probably the same path that he went down, it's like he's seen that and he's like, no, don't be like me. And it's so well done that it's not explicitly said what he's doing, but like you could tell that he's feeling it, and you could see his pain as well too.
Yeah, there's not really much of a plot to this movie. That's not what this movie's about.
Right.
It's just you watching this child find himself.
Right.
I guess is the best way to put it. Whether he goes down some wrong paths, eventually...
A lot of wrong paths.
Eventually he starts to discover. But the whole time you're watching this film, I'm pretty sure we had the biggest smiles on our face. Yeah. Just seeing how he was, seeing his laughter, seeing his joy, and seeing all the stuff that he went through. There's a shot in this movie that we, just completely lost it.
Yeah. I think it was... In a movie that's kind of like has a lot of high moments, there's also a lot of scary and dramatic moments, and I feel like you and I got like super close in the theater, like almost gripping each other's faces by the end of this. What? Not like that. I'm sorry.
You did get my face a little
It
bit.
was really scary.
It was dark as well.
No, but it's funny because like I guess skate culture is such a huge aspect of this movie, and it kind of brings me back to when I was same age as Sunburn in this movie, kind of being that 12-year-old trying to be like the people that you see and just trying to copy them, and it's really brought me some feels back as well too.
Yeah, for sure.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross as well too, doing the score for this movie.
That score.
You know, and just the licensed music as well in this movie. Like this movie, I think, does a really good job of letting the music shine as well too. There's not a lot of dialogue whenever there's music going on, but it just transports you. This movie just throws you in that mid-90s, and
even supporting cast, like everyone that's in this movie, they feel authentic, they feel real, and they feel like they're from the 90s.
Yeah, a lot of unknown actors
100%.
now, but I feel like these are kids that we're going to be seeing in the next few years just creep up in a lot of movies. Cause
if this is Jonah Hill's first film as a director, I'm so excited to see what he does next, because this movie was a real gem.
That was the first time we were able to give a real gem on camera. I know Mission Impossible Fallout was technically our first real gem, but we haven't been able to give that rating out. So this is our first official real gem. Yeah.
Is that for real? Are you sure?
It's for real.
Well, that was this time.
We'll see you next. And if you like what we're doing, please comment, like, subscribe. Please go watch this movie, because this movie is just...
It deserves to be watched.
This movie's beautiful.
Yeah, and if you're from the 90s... Hello. What are you doing here?
Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of my room.
It's my room.
It's true.